Hi, and welcome to Connect and Collaborate. I'm Alex Hopkins, your on-air producer, and I'm so excited because all week long we have been talking about economic development. And as we all know, Colorado is, we are increasing population like crazy these days. And we've had some awesome developments, but it wouldn't be possible without our economic development advocators here. And so that's who we've had on all week. We've had the pleasure, I've had Metro Denver Economic Development Council Corporation. Yes. So I lose the Metro Denver EDC. Before that, I was able to have Denver South Economic Development Partnership, which is another acronym. But right now with me, I have Operations Director of the Economic Development Council of Colorado, Kim Woodworth. How are you doing, Kim?
Good. Thank you so much for having us today.
Yes, of course. And I also have with me by phone Meridith Marshall. She is the Regional Economic Development Manager for the Governor's Office of Economic Development. How are you, Meridith?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. So as you know, just in this last segment, I had on the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade, or OEDA as they lovingly call it. But first I'm going to start out, Kim, here with the background of EDCC. Tell us what it is.
So the EDCC has been around since 1976, and we are an industry support association for economic developers as well as economic development stakeholders. We represent both the private and public sectors throughout the state. We connect our communities, our members, and our partners to high-quality educational opportunities and trusted resources, and advocate for sound policies and programs that support a vibrant economy and enhance quality of life for our state.
Yeah, fantastic. And Meridith, I'm going to have you give us a quick background of what you're doing over, so we mentioned it's the Governor's Office of Economic Development, but that's under Colorado OEDA. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the Governor's Office of Economic Development is OEDIT, as we call it, and our mission is to advance a thriving Colorado. So we work across the entire state with a heavy emphasis on rural Colorado. And many of the incentives you hear about in the news come from our office. We also do technical assistance and support across the entire state to support locally led economic development strategies.
Lovely. So we have you guys on the show together for a reason, right? You guys partnered up quite a bit on different things over the years, right? EDC.
We do. We have an amazing partnership.
Yeah. So what's going on right now? Is there one thing you are focused on right now as partners? And Meridith, I'll let you take that answer first, and then Kim, I'll have you jump in.
Absolutely. Yeah, so right now we are focused on Economic Development Week, which is occurring this week. We're very excited about this effort. Last year, the state of Colorado, the partnership between EDCC and OEDIT, took second place internationally. So this year we're going for first, and we need everybody's help to do that. So we have a social media campaign that is taking place across the state. We have many of our economic development partners contributing stories and content. And our theme for this week is really to showcase how effectively Colorado collaborates. So we're asking our partners around the state to talk about partnership, collaboration across industry, across sector, and how that collaboration has really supported Colorado over many years.
If there's, oh, so sorry. I was going to say, if there's one thing that Colorado is super amazing at, it's collaboration, right?
Absolutely.
What would you like to add?
Absolutely. And just to,
go ahead.
Can I just add to that a little insight on that? We actually conducted a study recently with our data and analytics team, and found that CEOs located within the state and outside of the state choose to locate within Colorado, one of the main reasons being that collaborative culture and nature. So it truly is something that sets Colorado apart from the rest of the nation.
That's wonderful. Any thoughts you'd like to add on that?
Well, I do want to let you know that Economic Development Week is actually part of a national and international collective effort that is spearheaded through the International Economic Development Council. And this is really to increase the awareness of local programs that create jobs and advance career development opportunities. And we held the first campaign in 2016, and it's only been growing ever since.
Wow. So how does that look for you then?
So I think that economic development can be a coined term that a lot of people say, but they don't really know what that means. And it's not something that you actually go to school for. It's something that we really learn through business trade, through relationship building, and through the collaborative effort through the cross-industry sector. So it's really trying to bring that awareness to our public to understand the importance of economic development, why we have programs that are designed to develop positive economic development. And so that's what we're out to do this week.
Nice. So surrounding that, I know that here on the Connect and Collaborate show, we've had the honor of talking about economic development with lots of different industries. And so besides, I know that we're doing that here. What else is going on around Colorado to promote this?
Well, we have different organizations that are teaming up with their municipalities and proclaiming it's Economic Development Week within their communities. We have people that are on the boots on the ground that are going out and canvassing their towns and talking about how their businesses are thriving because of their certain collaborative efforts in order to do so. We have a lot of industry organizations here in Colorado that are particularly focused on how you bring entire business sectors together. Like, for instance, the one that's coming to mind is our no co-manufacturing. It is an opportunity for manufacturing companies to come together who normally would compete with each other, but actually for them to come together and talk about some of the things that are affecting their industry and how they collectively can figure out and resolve some of those issues. For instance, skilled labor force, working with tax issues, those kinds of things. So we've got all kinds of different social media efforts going on, pictures and videos and this radio show. So yeah, it's very fun.
That is very fun. And Meredith, have you noticed a lot of economic development events that are going on this week? What is OEDIT doing?
So we're spearheading along with EDCC the social media campaign and strategy. So showcasing overall some of the partnerships that have taken place across the state. Leading up to this week, we'd asked economic development organizations from around the state to submit different stories highlighting and showcasing collaborative efforts. So we'll be posting those as they continue to come in, really to showcase that collaboration can occur from large cities to small communities and cross a variety of different industry and sectors.
So fun. And we had JJ Ament here yesterday, and so he mentioned that Denver, particularly his Metro Denver Economic Development Corporation, Metro Denver EDC, that a lot of companies look to these organizations, right, these economic development organizations, to see how they can do better for their different cities. Colorado's kind of a model.
A leader.
Yeah, a leader in these. Any comments on that?
Well, I think that what sets Colorado apart is the act of regionalism, which is not something that a lot of states are able to do. And really what that means is that, it's important to be able to create jobs and to be able to create tax base within your community. And by getting a company to come into your community would then result in those jobs and increase in taxes. But it doesn't help to poach somebody else's company that's right across the border.
Right.
Workforce does not have borders. Businesses don't have borders.
Right.
And so in order for us to make certain that we have the best business for the state, we work together. So when a company comes in and it doesn't necessarily work in your backyard, but it works in your neighbor's backyard, it's much better to have it there for the whole state than to fight over that one company. Next time when the next company comes in, you're going to be, you might be set up for that possibility to get that business. So working together nicely in the sandbox is what actually has helped create a wonderful structure for economic development within our state, and that's something that you don't see in other states.
Well, yeah, I would imagine, when, and I always get reverted back to this example, but when you're talking about this collaborative effort, it reminds me of Miracle on 34th Street, when Santa sends people to other stores. He doesn't have them shop at Macy's because they don't have the right brand, or you can get it $2 cheaper down the road, right? And so Macy's ended up getting more business by doing that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Maybe we aren't in your price range, but this manufacturing company over here can definitely do that in your price range, right? And it's better overall, I think, for our efforts. And so that's something that you guys focus on, right? Is that development, making sure that comes across, and that everyone's playing nicely in the sandbox, as you said. So do you want to talk?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, you highlighted that really well by setting up something that we work on quite regularly, which is each community within the state has its own unique identity and brand, so to speak. So it's really nurturing the brand and what that community stands for, and helping companies, if they're looking for places to locate, to identify where they're going to be best situated to be successful. And so it's important for communities to understand that as well, and be able to share with one another through the regional approach that Kim referenced, different businesses coming in and letting them know you actually would be better positioned to locate in the community next door because they're set up to better support your industry. So it is so important to partner and to truly understand your community's assets and what you're able to offer.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Meredith, you mentioned earlier that some of your efforts are focused on rural communities here in Colorado, and I know a lot of times when people think economic development, in the forefront of their mind is Denver, right? Colorado Springs, the Front Range, and those are great markets. But the people that are getting hit a little harder in the economic belt are our rural communities, correct?
Yeah, so it depends on where you're looking around the state in terms of who is getting hit harder and who's not. But it is more challenging in rural Colorado to complete these economic development efforts. You referenced you have Metro Denver. You have Metro Denver on the show yesterday. They have an entire team in place to support economic development efforts. And I understand their scope is bigger and the area that they serve is bigger. But when you're out in rural Colorado, you generally have one individual who is overseeing the entire economic development process and administering any programs or incentives available, also representing the community locally and at the state level. There's a lot for that one-person shop to take on. So there's a lot of credit that needs to be given to our rural partners in Colorado for all of the work that they put in and many sleepless nights that they give back to better assist their communities.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes, definitely. I know that we had Luis Benitez. He is the Office of Outdoor Recreation is what he called himself there. But yeah, that's and he does the outdoor recreation at OEDA, and it's not easy, right? Outdoor recreation is huge in Colorado, and so to that, attesting to your rural communities being the head honcho, the whole economic development corporation center themselves is not an easy task by any means. What kind of programs do you have in place that can help our rural communities better serve themselves? Or do we have any in place?
So we do, yeah. One program that works really, has worked really well is a program called Blueprint 2.0. And this program was specifically designed for those rural communities that have an idea, they have thoughts on where they would like their community to go or what type of assistance they need. What they're lacking is capacity, some direction, some expertise. So Blueprint 2.0 has 10 different initiatives that are changed up each year in order to reflect the current need. And we partner with sometimes private organizations. So we have a marketing and placemaking organization that does work internationally around economic development. We have a nonprofit organization we partner with that does placemaking in communities, so creating a sense of place, which is especially important in bedroom communities. So when you go home at night, you're not just pulling in your garage and calling it a night, you're actually interacting with your community members and partners. And we partner with CU and CSU on some of these initiatives to be able to deploy the technical assistance to rural communities. So you have this team of experts that comes in and turns that idea into a reality. But the success of that really is hinged upon the local leadership team and their ability to be able to move the great expertise and advice they're given forward into action.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a super cool initiative. So you are currently launching that. That one is being utilized right now, yes?
Absolutely, yes. So it's been in place for 3 years. We've received national recognition for this program due to its innovative approach. We're really meeting these communities where they are rather than asking them to come and shop the resources at hand and sort of cobble together different programming, but putting together a package for the communities to tap into. And we have a short piece that's going to be aired on the Informed series with Rob Lowe coming up. So you should be seeing that on public television and then all NBC affiliates coming into the next few months.
That's exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So, Kim, I want to have you talk a little bit here about EDCC and community involvement, how people can get involved and things that you've got going on.
Sure. So EDCC does, we do have professional development offerings. We've partnered with the International Economic Development Council to bring courses closer to our state. So we work with 2 other states, Arizona and New Mexico, to bring these courses to Colorado so that they are actively working to get their certification in economic development. They can also just take the courses. They don't have to get certified, but they are very, very informative courses. We also have several events that we put on each year, 2 regional forums, and 1 statewide, what we call Drive, Lead, Succeed. We just finished up our first regional forum, where we highlighted the Northwest Front Range, which was everything from Longmont down to Westminster, Broomfield area, from I-25 over to Boulder. Had about 120 folks in the room that were business leaders, elected officials, and then statewide representation there as well. And it's an opportunity to really educate and to partner with our members and become advocates of the work that they are doing in their communities. And we will be found in Craig, Colorado on July 11th, which is an opportunity for everybody. We invite everyone from the state to come. And then we will be celebrating Estes Park in October 24th through the 26th for our annual Drive, Lead, Succeed conference.
So I want to reiterate, so the April 24th was your regional forum. You're going to be visiting Craig, Colorado, July 11th for similar forum. And so anybody can come to these, right? It's just...
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you're celebrating October 24th through the 26th, your...
This is our annual Drive, Lead, Succeed conference.
Okay.
And we chose Estes Park as they have gone. They are actually nicknamed the gutsiest little mountain town in Colorado for obvious reasons. But after this the last flood, they really did come back with an amazing vengeance, and they have a wonderful structure for them to continue their economic resiliency moving forward. And it was a wonderful story for us to be able to all come in as economic developers and to celebrate what they've done, but then also use some of those success stories, but challenges as well, as case studies moving forward for other folks to be able to utilize in their communities.
Yeah. So that's your Drive Lead Succeed event, and this is, you mentioned it was your annual event. What year is this for you?
Oh, I'm not sure how many years we've been doing this. We've been around since 1976, so we've had an annual conference for a long time.
For a while.
So
that is exciting to celebrate Estes Park for that. And I would, so do you have any thoughts? And I know we're a ways from that October event, so you're probably focused on getting that. But do you know of what we're thinking about next year for that event, or?
We do have our site chosen for next year. We won't announce it until the Drive Lead Succeed of this year.
Okay.
But yes, we are always looking forward about a year.
Yeah. So is there a way that so are these towns nominated? How does that get chosen?
It's through an RFP process.
Okay, that's exciting. So RFP being
request for proposal.
Thank you. Yeah, just like to make sure our listeners are all on board. So we've got that's an exciting event for you. Absolutely. So those are the future events you've got. How about you, Meridith? Any future events that OEDIT is working on at this moment that you'd like to make sure that we get on air?
You know, I would like to give a plug for our Creative Industry Summit that is actually going to be taking place tomorrow and Friday. And this is going to take place up north in Greeley, and is a great opportunity for those who work in the creative industries, meaning everything from artists to interior designers, architects, etc., to come together, look at the industry as a whole, receive inspiration and ideas, and search for opportunities to collaborate. So it's one of the best events that our office puts out, and is always an enjoyable experience for all those who attend.
Fantastic. And I'm sure you can find more of that at choosecolorado.com. That is Colorado OEDIT's website for you, choosecolorado.com. And where can people find out more about the EDCC, Kim?
We are at edcconline.org.
Awesome. So just one last question here in the last minute and 30 seconds that we've got. Is there anything that I can get involved with as a Colorado citizen, Meridith, with OEDIT?
Absolutely. There's a lot that you can get involved in. Given that we're focused on Economic Development Week right now, what I'd like to do is just share our hashtags and encourage all citizens across the state to highlight collaboration. So it's hashtag EconDevWeek, hashtag Quality of Life, hashtag EW2018. So highlight those areas of collaboration so we can really get our name, get Colorado's name to a much broader and bigger audience.
Wonderful. And I'm sure that you are sharing those hashtags as well. Are you not?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And I just want to add one more.
Yeah.
It's hashtag Colorado Collaborates.
Hashtag Colorado Collaborates. Well, you can find us at hashtag Connect and Collaborate. So be sure to like and subscribe our YouTube page while you're here. Check out choosecolorado.com, edcconline.org. And thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you, Kim, and you, Meridith. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.